Success requires first expending 10 units of effort to produce 1 unit of results. Your momentum will then produce 10 units of results with each unit of effort. Charles J. Givens. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes a day. It adds up exponentially over time. The experience you gain, the nuances of the marketplace that you learn, it only happens by doing. Please, 10 to 15 minutes a day, as long as it takes. People say, how long does it take for me to master the market? Aren't you going to do this the rest of your life? Start now. The one thing you can do is start saving. And then when you are ready, the money is there for you to invest. It really depends on lots of things. It depends on how good the market is at instructing you, how crazy it might be that can debilitate your training for a short period of time. Again, it just depends on the situation. But 10 to 15 minutes a day, you will start figuring this out. One of the best ways, and I would love to hear more from my Patreon members, those 20 weekly vertical crossovers on the S&P we send out every week, are those not phenomenal? I appreciate your emails. I'd love to hear more from you as to your successes in practice trading those. Our big kahuna here at chartingwealth.com is the weekly vertical crossover. They are amazing changes in market sentiment where you go from fear to greed, greed to fear. You can watch the market roll over either up or down, and you can follow that. Invariably charts that are chartable. Not every stock is chartable. Many are, and when you find good charts, they are worth their weight in gold. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are mixed today. The S&P down, the NASDAQ 100 up. Let's first jump into the S&P. It's down just a little bit, 0.44%. Up week as things are forming. Derivative oscillator still negative, losing downward momentum. Price percent oscillator negative, but heading up. Third green up candle, second big green up candle. That first one back on the week ending the 15th of October was a green spinning top. These last two have been big green up candles. Look at the 2-day. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-day candles, 10 days. How'd you like that quick math? Of strong up movement. Price percent oscillator losing a little bit. Derivative oscillator still heading up, but price percent oscillator still positive. When I say losing a little bit, lost a little bit of that up angle, but again, still heading up quite strongly. Let's look at the half day. This is where you see where things have topped and been sliding sideways and then down over the last 2 days. This is what's helpful about the intraday chart. It shows you what's going on every 195 minutes, half days in the market. And we see the price percent oscillator at the end of the day rolling over, going down. Derivative oscillator still just a bit positive on this smallest of our charts. So keep an eye and see if this latest up move might be coming to an end. We'll see. We'll watch. We don't have anything to do yet because we don't have a weekly vertical crossover. We have the 2-day up, the weekly down, which means we are not in a trading position. You don't trade when you have schizophrenia between your weekly and your 2-day. They need to be going in the same direction, either a weekly vertical crossover or a 2-day recross. Now, let's leave the S&P, go to the NASDAQ 100. Like I said, it was up for the day, not much, 0.23%. It's still negative also. Derivative oscillator is too, the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator. But going into the second week of up movement, and again, higher high, bigger candle. Look at this 2-day. It crossed over going up back on the 21st. That was Thursday, October the 21st. And we've had 4 more days of decent up movement. We do have, again, a divergence between the weekly's down, the 2-day is up. We're waiting for things to sort themselves out. Either the 2-day will roll over into a 2-day recross going down in the same direction as the weekly, or this up movement will continue and the weekly will rotate over going up. Either one, we don't care. We can make money in our practice trades either way. Either going long or going short. Going long means going up with the market. Going short means going down with the market. So we've got options. That's what being a little bit sophisticated helps you to do. That's where we are on the 2-day. Look at the half day. Again, it's sort of moving up and sideways, up and sideways, up. So we'll see where things continue to go on the NASDAQ 100. Now let's leave stocks, go to bonds. Boom! Look at 20-year bonds up for the day, 1.82%, our biggest gainer for the day. Derivative oscillator still negative, losing downward momentum. Price percent oscillator negative, heading up. We see that we have a green up candle forming for the week with a long wick on the top. So it's lost a lot of energy over the course of the week, but a big day. Look at this 2-day. Again, you can see where things really peaked. Candle not as big as the wick would otherwise potentially make it, but at the end of the day on Wednesday, we did close out this candle and a crossover on the 2-day chart going up. So what does that do to us? Well, that, again, we are going to put the 2-day crossover on there. We're also going to change out the arrow and turn it into an up candle. This is how easy it all is to do on this chart. I love TC2000, the paid version of freestockcharts.com. Please use the link in the show notes. It'll get you $25 off. I don't think there's any charting software or charting platform better. I'm using the web-based version, and it is magnificent. So we have, again, another divergence. 2 days heading up, weekly still going down. We'll see how this sorts itself out. Price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator at the end of the day, crossing over, going green, going up. What about the half day? It's been going up for a while, since back on Friday the 22nd of October. And of course, over the course of the day on Wednesday, really booming up. Now, go back to the weekly, go to gold. Gold up for the day a little bit. And of course, as we get closer to the end of the week, more and more likely we're going to have a weekly vertical crossover. I wish gold was really booming like bonds were, but not quite. We're not reaching a higher high yet. I would love to see that. We're pushing right up on that 50-period moving average line. We bounced off of it once before. Got up close to it again back on the 30th and then sort of rolled over. So hopefully we're going to get enough energy to push us through. Be cognizant of that. Put that in your show notes so that when you're making a decision on Friday to do a practice trade in gold, you're noting, are things going to push through this 50-period moving average line, or is it going to be a ceiling for us like it was back on the 3rd of September? So we'll keep an eye on things. The derivative oscillator is going green also, which is good to see. What do we see on the 2-day? Well, it was a booming back on the Friday, Monday. This latest Tuesday, Wednesday, red open box spinning top, so showing us some indecision. Is above the 2-day trend line, so hopefully things will keep moving. Price percent oscillator is moving up, and the derivative oscillator. Check out this half day. That's where we can see where things popped up on Monday and then hard down on Tuesday morning, and then sort of sliding sideways, trying to move up some. That price percent oscillator still positive, going down. Derivative oscillator positive, almost in the negative. So we'll watch gold and see how easy it is on us in making the right decision on Friday for a practice trade, whether we get into one or not. Now, let's move on to Bitcoin, down for the day 4.51%. Now we see we have a green up candle, prices above that weekly. You can see where the price percent oscillator's lost some momentum, flattening. Derivative oscillator still heading up. We can see where Bitcoin peaked last week, hasn't hit that high this week. We go to the 2-day candle and the 2-day chart. We see we have a red spinning top, solid red after a red open box. So what we've seen over the last 6 days is a deterioration in price. Derivative oscillator heading down, still positive though. Price percent oscillator heading down, still positive. We look at this half day and things just continuing to trudge down. pushing through. We can see strongly on Wednesday heading down through that 2-day trend line. Price percent oscillator accelerating, going down. Derivative oscillator about flat. So again, keep your eye on the prize when it comes to Bitcoin if you are practice trading that. And remember, you're only going to learn this stuff, my friends, if you practice it. Join us every day. It's free. 10 to 15 minutes. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.